Anglers Extra.
Welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. Josh Schaefer joined by manager Tom Holliday for today's manager show. Coach, thanks for joining us.
You got it.
It's another hot one here today, and I asked you before how it compared to the heat in Oklahoma, and now this is probably the hottest day we've had. Is it a dry heat in Oklahoma? How does that compare to the humidity here?
You know what, this feels a little bit like it in the summer. There's some humidity there in the summertime. You know, it's not like Arizona, but it'll get hot. It kind of feels like it right now. There's no air blowing around here, and in fact, we were talking about canceling the game because it was too hot.
Really?
No.
Okay. I was going to say, you know, we've had some fog outs, we've had a rain out.
Just pulling your leg.
All right, Coach, the last time you guys were playing these guys, we did indeed have a fog out at Veterans Field. You do have the same two starting pitchers from that contest here today. What's the mentality jumping into this one?
Well, it's kind of like the last game of the week, and we'd like to finish strong, you know, put a 3-game winning streak together. And like I keep saying, you know, we're almost a team. All our guys are in town, and so now to get it to 30 and then let them grow together, try to stay focused one more time this week, and then we'll have a day off tomorrow. We'll have a genuine short practice and turn them loose, and then I would think by Tuesday we'll start making our run.
Now, when you do have the entire team here, is that better for you? Does that make things easier for you, or does it make it difficult trying to figure out how all these guys are going to fit in now that they're here?
No, it'll make it easier because then I can set up a rotation, you know, with the outfielders and the infielders and the catchers. And 30 bodies is a lot of bodies. And again, we'd like to keep this experience a happy one. And some guys want to play a little more. Some guys want to play a little less. Some guys are like, you know, whatever. They just trust the coach. That's the way they were raised in this game. And quite frankly, when you bring players in, a lot of the attention from the coaches is like, hey, he played every day. You don't have to play him every day in the summer, you know. So, again, we're going to start working on their individual games more. They might get a day off in a game, but they may get a harder day on the field just working on maybe a position change or a good bullpen or whatever. But it's hard to manage 30 and keep them all happy. The people in Chatham do a great job of, you know, off the field keeping them happy. But there gets a point where they want to make a statement, and there's some guys struggling with batting average. I wish they didn't publish batting averages, but they do. So guys want to change it. They can't change it if they don't play. I get it. You know, but again, there's a practice day to make yourself better and use it wisely.
For some guys that are struggling on the team, and like you said, especially in batting average, there's been guys struggling with strikeouts. We continue to see these guys get in the lineup. What do you tell them when you send them back out there for yet another start or a pinch hit when you know these guys have been struggling?
Well, honestly, I try not to pay attention to batting averages. People throw it in my face, and I just kind of look away because you can get off to a bad start with a wooden bat. And like I think I told you this before, my son was hitting $1.50 when I came up here, and he was ready to do anything, so he shaved his head, you know, to try to shake the slump. It didn't work. He still ended up hitting $1.50, as he reminds me. And the bottom line is like this is a mental battle. And you have to fight with the game. You're not fighting with the other team, and you got to stop fighting with yourself. The game itself is what you're trying to beat here. So every day, if they don't learn anything this summer but to learn how to compete with the game, then it'll be a good summer for them.
Coach, one thing that we continue to talk about is the base running. You have so many guys with really good wheels on this team. There are some guys who very sneakily have good speed on this team. What has been the biggest factor to the team's successful base running?
I think the fact that Wisson and Dalen are sharp on balls in the dirt. When pitchers fall into patterns, let's just say hypothetically, every time it's an 0-1 count, some team's throwing a curveball or a straight change. Well, we're going to run it. We're going to run on the pitch because it's hard for catchers to throw you out on fastballs right down the middle. So imagining reaching across their body to catch a breaking ball and throwing somebody out. So we're running on counts. And we're going to continue to run on counts. So we're going to run with the guys that don't even steal bases. Fact is, you see a guy behind the plate that's a little bit lazy. If the guy the other night threw somebody out on his knee, but he also threw 2 balls in the center field. So 2 out of 3 in games where you're trying to produce or manufacture runs, that's a pretty good batting average.
Coach, thanks so much for joining us, and good luck today against the Kettleers.
You bet. Thank you.
We'll now give it back to Cooper Boardman as the Anglers Extra pregame show continues.